you guys. President Donald Trump and Pope Leo are still publicly clashing over Iran through social media posts. The back and forth between the White House and the Vatican is intensifying. President Donald Trump criticized Pope Leo, saying that someone should inform the pontiff that Iran has, quote, killed at least 42,000 innocent unarmed protesters in recent months. Trump also doubled down on his position, calling any possibility of Iran obtaining a nuclear weapon absolutely unacceptable. The comment comes just days after Trump stated that the Pope should stay out of foreign policy, particularly regarding the war in Iran. In response, Pope Leo pushed back, saying that he will continue speaking out against the war and does not fear criticism from the Trump administration. And while that exchange is drawing international attention, back here in the United States, the conversation around war, peace, and political influence is also playing out on the campaign trail. Trump's right-hand man, Vice President J.D. Vance, has different views on the situation, addressing those same tensions, speaking at a Turning Point USA event in Georgia.
So I kind of like, even when there's disagreement, I like it when the Pope comments on questions of immigration. I like it when the Pope talks about abortion. I like it when the Pope talks about matters of war and peace, because I think that at the very least it invites a conversation. So I think some people, their reaction to this is to say, well, he shouldn't have said that. And look, there are certainly things that the Pope has said in the last few months that I disagree with. Let me just take like one very concrete example, related to this conflict in Iran. So the Pope said something where he said, and I'm going to try to remember the exact quote, but he said that God is never on the side of those who wield the sword. God is never on the side of those who wield the sword. I'm pretty sure that he said that exact statement. Now, on the one hand, again, I like that the Pope is an advocate for peace. I think that's certainly one of his roles. On the other hand, how can you say that God is never on the side of those who wield the sword?
Vance, a Catholic, says while he supports the Pope's role as a voice for peace, he doesn't always agree with his perspective on global conflicts. That's the latest I have for you guys on politics here on North Texas Television. Let's see what Jaden and Leah have for us next.
Thanks, Gabriella. I'm glad we're wrapping this semester up before it gets too hot.
Me too, but I've caught wind that it could be getting warmer and more humid. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Julianne Wynn.
Thanks, Leah. We are going to be catching some wind because we have wind speeds of up to 28 miles per hour. But luckily, that should cool things down. Right now, we're sitting at 74. It feels exactly how it is at 74. And as we move into tonight, it's going to cool down only just a little bit at 68. But it's going to feel a little hotter at 70. And those winds will come down just a bit at 19 miles per hour. And as we move into tomorrow, it is still going to be super windy at 23 miles per hour. But it's going to feel around the same at 79. It's going to feel a little hotter at 82. That's all I have for right now. Check in back later for full weather.
Thanks, Julianne. Spring brings a lot of important holidays, including Autism Awareness Month. I spoke to some experts to understand the importance of early support for children on the spectrum.
Is known as Autism Awareness Month, and for many families, early support can make all the difference. I spoke with a local speech pathologist about how early intervention can shape how children with autism learn, communicate, and grow.
It's critical because it's a period in early childhood when they develop that skill to communicate. The first communication challenges that I see is joint attention. For example, you will see a child when they're pointing at something, they'll look at you and then look back at the object. That is joint attention because they're making sure that you're looking at the same thing. So those are one of the challenges that we want to work on first. It's very important in therapy to individualize therapy and intervention for each child. For example, maybe a child didn't respond to their name at first and now they're starting to respond. It's very meaningful to see that with each child and see how you can build up on the next milestone and build up from there.
And that early support doesn't stop there. It carries into the classroom.
Early intervention is very important. In my class, what it looks like is a happy kid who can do their work and academically is thriving. For a child who has not done early intervention, has been recently diagnosed or has not been diagnosed, you do realize that they struggle. So really just giving them the tools. If it affects their reading or their comprehension or their socialization with other children, we really work on that. SPED is not like it used to be when the kids would just be like in another side of the school and not interact with anybody. No, we all are interacting. We all are being included. It's nothing scary. It's not sad. Autism is just, they see the world differently. They're so creative, and you'll be amazed of how they perceive the world. And we just have to celebrate that.
The right support early on can lead to lasting progress, a reminder this Autism Awareness Month of the impact early intervention can make.
When we come back, gas prices are steadily on the rise.
And how you can make the most of your taxes, coming up.
TRIO is a federally funded grant program. It was funded in the 60s, and it supports student success and student retention. So we have a lounge, computer lab, free printing for our students. We also provide one-on-one advising services for our students, as well as career exploration and prep. Students who are eligible for TRIO include those who are first-gen, low income, or have a disability. They just have to meet one of those three. There are many benefits to being in TRIO. Some of the general ones are the services we provide. The other benefits include creating a sense of community, a sense of belonging, and giving a safe space for students to come. Students can apply for our program by either coming in person and scanning a QR code, or they can also visit our webpage that has a direct link to our online application. And students need to know that we are here to help.
Although Americans have seen a 1-cent price drop in gas prices across the country, experts predict continuing tensions and disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz will tighten global oil prices. CNN Rafael Romo explains.
Between Monday and Tuesday, gas prices moved in the right direction, but only 1 cent per gallon down when it comes to the national average for regular gas. The shipping blockade against Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz by the U.S. military under President Trump's orders is only expected to further tighten the global oil supply. After Brent crude, the global oil benchmark rose 7% to $102 a barrel on Monday. On Tuesday, the price went down by 0.8% on the day at $98.60 a barrel. The WTI, the U.S. benchmark, dropped 2% to $97.10 a barrel. And prices went down in part because some analysts are still hopeful that the U.S. and Iran might still reach some kind of deal to end the war. Earlier, we spoke to a driver here at this gas station in Atlanta's Buckhead neighborhood who told us he's thinking about the people most affected by high prices, those living paycheck to paycheck.
I'm from Texas and part of the oil business from way back when, so I know what it's like to have really cheap gas and really expensive gas. If in the long term it's good for the country and good for the world, then we're all going to have to suffer a little bit. Now, that's not fair to the common person or somebody earning our minimum wage, and I understand that completely because I've been there.
This driver told us he used to be able to fill up his Ford Expedition for $40. Now it costs about $70. To put it in perspective, Brent crude has gone up by 40% since the beginning of the war, while the WTI, the U.S. benchmark, has risen a whopping 50%. According to AAA, the national average price of gasoline on Tuesday was $4.12, down 1 cent from Monday, and 5 cents since the peak of $4.17 reached last Thursday. But let's remember, it was $2.98 when the war started. Rafael Romo, CNN, Atlanta.
Today's the deadline for most federal and state income taxes. So far, the IRS has estimated more than 60 million Americans are benefiting from deductions passed last year. If you're running a little behind on taxes, experts advise using electronic filing, but for mailing returns, taxpayers can request a dated local postmark at the post office. Taxpayers who can't make the deadline can request an automatic 6-month extension. Otherwise, they'll face a monthly late filing fee. If taxpayers can't pay what they owe yet, they should go ahead and request an extension to avoid a late penalty fee. After all, That stress of filing taxes, many people are looking for a way to unwind. Our live shot reporter, Michaela Dixon, has some info on deals. Michaela?
Thank you, guys. Today is tax day, and while that might sound scary to some, it brings benefits to several customers. Several restaurants and chains are turning tax day into something worth celebrating, offering deals like buy one, get one free meals, discount, and even freebies to help take the stress out of the season. So once you're finished filing those taxes, make sure to take advantage of those deals. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Michaela Dixon, and back to you guys at the desk.
Following a vicious storm in Moran, Texas, which knocked out the city's power, the small town's lone grocery store fought to support its community's recovery. KXVA's Jeremy Ford has more.
It was nice and calm. Then we had storm chasers start showing up. We had our first round show up, said it wasn't going to be too bad, they didn't think. Second round came through and told me that I probably should close up and get out of here.
Then the storm hit, bringing gusty winds, heavy rain, and rising water that flooded streets and tore apart trees and buildings.
Here our roof is off. We have quite a few houses around without roofs. We have a business over here without a roof.
The damage left the town's only grocery store without electricity, forcing employees to get creative just to stay open.
We found a way to take cards on the phone and everything, and what we can sell, we're going to sell. So like the cigarettes, any beer that's still good, try to push it through and stuff.
York says repairs are already in the works, with hopes of getting the store fully operational again within the next couple of weeks.
Electrician will come out shortly after we get the roof on, and all of that dries out. We're trying to get more groceries because, again, it's their only store. But for the most part, since it's been here, it's been a liquor store.
Until then, the focus remains on staying open and supporting the community during recovery.
For being a Monday, it's been pretty good. Put it out on the Facebook page that we were here, and so people are still coming, and they see us sitting out here, and they'll stop.
Well, Leah, it'll be warmer tomorrow, but I'm really still holding out on that hope that we can get a nice spring breeze.
I'm right there with you, Jaden. It is way too humid out there. Let's see if our weather anchor, Julianne Wynn, agrees. Julianne?
Thank you, Leah. I know it will get a little warmer, as we say, and we're definitely going to have some kind of breeze, but I'm not sure how nice it will be. But let's go ahead and look across locally. Denton is sitting at 74, and as we could see just across North Texas, we're sitting only in a 1 to 2 degree kind of difference. We're going to go ahead and move across the state. Again, Denton is 74, and as we go across the state, we're having more of a difference. Houston is going to be sitting around the 80s, and Austin is always sitting a little hotter. And there it is. There it is. Houston is sitting at that nice 82, but as you can see, not a lot of difference happening across Texas. But here's the important part. We're going to go ahead and move on into our 7-day forecast, and it's not looking great. But we got to make the most of it. As we could see here, tomorrow it's going to heat up just a bit, but as we move into Monday, we are going to see a drop in temperature, and then it's going to pick right back up again. Most notably on Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're having chances of rain. Saturday, we're looking at a chance of morning showers, and on Tuesday, we're seeing just rain generally across the entire day. And then hopefully Wednesday, we'll just see some scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. All right, well, that's all I have. I'm Julianne Wynn with the Atlanta TV Nightly News.
The Powerball is coming to the UK this summer. The Multi-State Lottery Association and the operator for the UK National Lottery announced a historic agreement yesterday. With UK players now joining the game, jackpots are expected to grow faster due to adding another population base buying tickets. Officials claim the deal will also strengthen the long-term sustainability of the game. Despite this increase in players, ticket prices and odds to win will stay the same. and drawings will continue to be held every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. The UK's participation is contingent on its Gambling Commission regulator signing off. When we come back, one of America's newest celebrities sees charges against her dropped.
And 2 other stars debut. Stay with us.
Evil lies here. Go, 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 go. Get that, get that. Be gone, evil spirit.
Don't get your hopes up.
Is that it?
That's it.
Nothing can stop me now!
Yeah.
I warned them that this was dangerous, but did they listen?
No!
I've been having these dreams.
Welcome in.
This is part of the process, Eric. I only want what is best for you.
You want me to go on and on with the program until there's nothing left of me.
We are one now. Our goals are the same.
No, they're not.
Popular looks-maxing influencer Clavicular has provided an update following last night's suspected overdose. Clavicular's kick stream last night ended abruptly with the streamer, real name Braden Peters, appearing unresponsive. Discover 911 calls led fans to believe Peters had overdosed, which was confirmed this morning by Clavicular himself. The internet sensation tweeted out a picture of himself with bruising on his face, stating, quote, "Just got home, that was brutal. All of the substances are just a cope trying to feel neurotypical while being in public, but obviously that isn't a real solution. The worst part of tonight was my face descending from the life support mask." Peters is well known for taking a variety of substances for both looks-maxing and recreational purposes. Reality TV star Taylor Frankie Paul, known for her time on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, will not face domestic violence charges following allegations from her ex-boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen. The Salt Lake City DA's office says it's not pursuing a case. The office says some of her ex-boyfriend's allegations against her exceed the statute of limitations and others are not criminal offenses. David Letterman is weighing in on the future of his former CBS time slot and the end of The Late Show. In a video posted on his YouTube channel last week, Letterman reacted to CBS' decision to cancel Stephen Colbert's show and replace it with Brian Allen's Comics Unleashed. Letterman said the move comes down to money, saying the network doesn't want to spend and will instead make money by leasing the slot to Allen. Under the new deal, Allen handles production and sells the advertising, a model he's previously called zero costs for the network. While Letterman has criticized the cancellation, he called the new format a pretty good idea. The final episode of The Late Show airs May 21st.
For the first time ever, actress Sandra Bullock is on Instagram. Her inaugural post from yesterday shows her pointing to a blender that turns on seemingly by itself. Her new Practical Magic 2 is due to come out this year. Despite her late arrival to the social media platform, Bullock already has millions of followers. Sandra Bullock isn't the only star making a debut, though. A Smithsonian's National Zoo in Washington, D.C. visitors are getting their first look at a new baby elephant. Lin Mai, a critical endangered Asian elephant, will be on exhibit for just 5 days. After that, the general public will get to see her in person starting April 22nd, Earth Day. Lin Mai, the first elephant born at the zoo in 25 years, came to be on February 2nd. Lin Mai's mother has rejected her, so the calf is bottle-fed formula every 2 hours. And an older female elephant, Swarna, has stepped in to help rear her. Zookeepers say they still hope to create a bond between Lin Mai and her mother. I've heard Dallas teams are finally doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, you know, I really used to wish for seasons like this. Let's pitch it to our sports anchor, Christina Orozco, for the scoop.
Thank you. Stay tuned after the break for updates on UNT softball, the Dallas Stars, and the Texas Rangers.
Welcome back to Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas.
Color the world with peace and joy.
Tell me, Diva, what's the tea?
My niche of drag is dumb.
The spirits have guided you to me.
The Rangers lost against the Athletics last night 2-1, tying up the series in Sacramento. The Athletics were on a 7-game losing streak against the Rangers before last night's game. Rangers reliever Luis Crivello left the seventh inning after a wild pitch that left him with what appears to be a bicep issue. Updates are still to come on the degree of his injury and his return. Although it is early in the season, the Rangers and Athletics are tied for first in the AL West. Kumar Rocker starts for the Rangers tonight for their third game of the series. We'll see if the Rangers can come back and get that series win. And the Dallas Stars are wrapping up the regular season tonight as they face the Sabres. They are coming off their fourth consecutive win from Monday night as they won against the Maple Leafs 6-5, with a big thanks to Maverick Bourque with the hat trick, his first of his career. The Stars are locked into the number 2 seed for the Central Division and will have the home ice advantage against the Minnesota Wild for the first round of playoffs. And lastly, the Mean Green softball team is going over to Abilene to face ACU for tonight's game, just after they collected their 5th American Conference Series win of the season on Saturday after facing East Carolina. UNT is now second in the conference, just behind South Florida, with a 13-5 conference record. Junior utility player Madison Conley got her 4th weekly acknowledgement with the honorable mention nod for Conference Player of the Week in the AAC. After tonight's game, the Mean Green will be heading to Tennessee for their series against Memphis, and we'll see, hopefully they can get another conference series dub. Thank you, and back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Christina. Just a few states over from Memphis in Cape Point, North Carolina, a professional surfer became surrounded by dozens of sharks. Brett Barley was fishing off of the coast of Cape Point on Monday when he stumbled across the feeding frenzy.
Barley quickly pulled out his GoPro to record the once-in-a-lifetime event. Despite the excitement, he managed to stay calm and drove through the shark-infested area safely.
Jaden, that moment must have been jaw-dropping. You know, like the movie. Dun-na,
All right, let's reel it in. Thanks for watching NTTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.